So, how is your inner child today? Again? In my own journey, I started all this about 15 years ago, I think now. And I've done a lot of work about, connecting with the inner child and giving a voice to the inner child. And it's only the last few years I realized that that inner child was really needing some inner parenting. So what we're going to do today here is to connect with your inner child, your inner mother, and your inner father. So how does that sound? So if we look back in history, the family unit as we have it today in our society is kind of pretty new. It's only really the last 200 years. If we look back in history or in different societies, the family unit is quite different. You can have, let's say, 500 years ago, 600 years ago, children, people would have children and they would just really needed to start working from a very early age. Today we're talking about emotionally connecting with your children or giving them an education, making sure they have food and they have clothes, but that's not always been that way. Now when we are connecting with our inner child, we're not just connecting with ourselves when we were small, we're also connecting with the collective, with everything that's gone before ourselves. So when we talk today about the inner child, we're talking about that archetype that is bigger than us, but is also alive in ourselves. Now, when we talk about parents, some people had wonderful parents, some people didn't, and that's just the way things are. Sometimes our inner child could be quite angry or upset with their parents because that inner child didn't feel heard or looked after, didn't feel loved, many things. Also, just to let you know that I'm going to be talking in general. So I might not cover everything. I'm talking in general. So take in mind that what I'm saying maybe also the opposite is true. So just to keep that in mind, that's, it's just in general. Something that I find very interesting is the bond between the child and the mother. And I think sometimes, we're gaining awareness in this now. The mother is the one that carries the child. The child is being nourished by the mother physically. There's the umbilical cord, that you get that physical nourishment. But also, something that I want to bring to your awareness, I don't know if you know this or not, but there's also an umbilical cord towards the father. And the father holds, let's say, the emotional energy for the baby. So it's so important to have that connection and that link between baby, mother, and father. The three of them need to be connected at some level. They need to be connected because one cannot be without the other. Mother and father create the baby, create the child. I think in our society, and I think maybe, I don't know, from the beginning of time, there's something that's been going on, is the absent father. The father was the one that needed to go outside the home to go and work. Maybe didn't have the time to educate or to play with children. The role of the mother was more to just be at home with the children. So I just want to bring that into your awareness about the absent father. It's something that is pretty much alive in our unconscious. I think it's wonderful now when you see these young parents, young fathers, and they carry the baby around and they seem like men are more involved now in the upbringing of children. And I think that's a great mirror of what's going on within ourselves as individuals. We are evolving, the family unit is evolving, and we're going into that place of connection where mother and father and child are a unit, are connected. So I'd just like to do a short meditation just to get everybody centered and connect with that part of you. And if there's any questions or anything that you'd like to ask, feel free to. So just make sure that you close your eyes. And just allow yourself to be fully present, to be here. Allow yourself to feel that connection with your physical body. As you breathe, just allow that flow of breath to move like a wave, all the way in through your nose, down to your feet, and from your feet, out through your mouth. And do this a few times, like a wave. And as you are creating that wave within, just allow your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts to show themselves to you. And just like a wave, allow them to move up and down your body. And I invite you now to bring your awareness into your heart. And I want you to connect with that inner child. That child that is full of innocence, joy, creativity. That child that has a thirst for adventure, exploring. That child that feels so excited about new things. Your inner child knows who she or he is. There is no doubt in his or her mind. Your inner child knows what she likes, what she wants. There are no doubts. Everything is experienced through the senses. Become aware of what happens to your heart when you connect with that energy. Your heart opens. There's no limits. Also within yourself, there is an archetype, an energy, your inner mother, and also your inner father. Your inner mother is always nurturing you. She's always loving you, looking after you. Your inner father is always supportive. He's always encouraging you. Sometimes your inner child might feel alone or disconnected from your inner mother and your inner father. Sometimes your inner child might feel that nobody loves him or her, that no one cares. But when you connect that inner child with that inner mother and inner father, you can feel whole. You can feel complete. As all of your needs are supported by you. Now, very gently, in your own time, just move your toes and fingers. Give yourself a good stretch. Good. Now, so how was that? Is this the first time that you meet the three voices inside yourself, or the three archetypes, the three energies within yourself? As you know, there are different types of parenting, and you know, our parents, they did their best. And you know, they have their own stuff. They did their best.